You love steak, you love wine, but what wine goes well with which steak? If you're stumped, like a lot of us are, that's okay, because we've got the experts in studio. Head chef of Bohanan's, Heather Nanez, is here, along with sommelier Fabian Jacob. I just have to say sommelier because it's so fancy. A wine expert, in other words. But thank you guys for being here.
Thanks for having us.
You know, this is something a lot of people struggle with, finding the perfect match when it comes to dining out. So you're going to help us do that. And I know at Bohanan's you have a wine for every steak there that goes perfectly.
Correct.
So I guess we'll start with you, Chef Heather.
Okay.
Tell us about the 3 steaks you brought along.
I'm going to walk you through this progression. These are, of course, at Bohanan's we offer all prime center cut beef. This is all Midwestern beef, corn-fed. We'll start with the filet here. It has a buttery texture.
I always choose the filet, Heather.
Nice texture, wonderful, and a very delicate flavor beef-wise. Next is the strip there, New York strip, or also the Kansas City strip. That'll give you a little more chew to it than the filet will offer, and more beef flavor.
Okay.
And then to my favorite, the ribeye. Lots of marbling, lots of flavor, delicious. It offers very juicy steak and bold flavor.
So if you're choosing the leanest cut, you would probably go with the filet, right?
Certainly, certainly.
Probably, and I don't want to say the most flavorful, but if it has a little more fat in it, it tends to have a little more flavor, let's be honest,
That's
right?
why you use the prime beef, because it has more intermuscular feathering right here of the fat, and so that's going to offer you more flavor.
Gotcha. Now, we know Chef Heather can cook a steak like nobody else's business. This woman has got it down. Best steaks in town. I'm serious, by far.
Thanks.
But you got to have the perfect wine along with it. So how the heck do we pick the perfect wine, Fabian?
I just try to look at the fat content of the steak. If you have a higher marbling, so a lot of fat to it, I like a wine that's a bit more juicy and big in flavor, to be bold.
I like
to
that.
cut through that richness of the steak.
So what are these 3 that you've brought along with you today?
So for the filet, I want something a little bit more rich and dry, like a dry red. Any kind of dry red is great, but this one is called Ebo. It's from Tuscany. It's a blend of Cabernet, Sangiovese, and Merlot.
How do you remember all of that?
I'm reading every day.
He is brilliant, and I'm sure you don't mind tasting it just to remind yourself,
Tasting,
right?
not drinking.
There's a difference.
It's a big difference.
That's true, that's true. And then what about this one here?
So on this one, because you have the New York, I want something bold, but yet soft and lush on the palate. So I choose a wine called Zinfandel. So Zinfandel is going to be an old grape. It's bold, driven in raspberry flavor, a little bit of spice on the back, but yet it's soft and lush on the mid palate.
Soft and lush. I just wanted to taste it.
It makes it
so
sound
good.
great, doesn't it?
And then Chef Heather said this one is her absolute favorite. This is her favorite wine, and this would be her favorite steak. So there's a reason she's on that side of the table.
Yes, that's my side.
You can try it afterward if you like.
Oh, good. I would love to, yes.
But this is a wine from Spain. It's from a little area called Ribera del Duero, and they make Tempranillo. On this one, it's called Crianza, so young wine. It's going to be aged for 2 years in American oak. So we're going to develop some coconut flavor, a lot of vanilla.
Coconut.
It's very soft. So what you want to do is to pair the softness of the wine with the marbling of the steaks.
You're almost going opposite there.
Correct. I just want to go with the fat and against it.
Got it. So the leaner meat, the
drier,
more powerful wine, sort of, and then vice versa. Okay, so let's say we're at home this weekend and someone's going to make a steak and they want to impress their sweetie pie. How do they match the perfect red wine? What do they need to keep in mind?
Keep in mind, you don't want to be too bold on the flavor. You want the meat to show and get the flavor of the meats. So take something with a nice acidity to the wine, a little bit bold, and if you do Merlot or Cabernet, you're always going to be safe.
Okay,
easier.
and Chef Heather, I don't want you to give away your secret, but what is the secret to making a great steak at home?
I think resting your beef is very important. If you sear it on a high heat and then let it rest so that all the juices can redistribute, I think it's really important.
To let it rest.
Let it rest.
Even though you want to dig in.
Yeah, fight that urge, give it 5 minutes and you'll be very pleased.